Hey guys, today in class we took notes and learned how multiple ways to find the distance, right? Lesson 2.3, measuring distance. Now, depending on the class, we took notes on each of these pages, and then we left these two for homework. And I also gave you an extra sheet, these two questions, okay? So that's what we'll be working through. And when we're done, you're going to upload your notes from all these sheets in a single document up to Canvas. So let's take a look. It says the distance between 2 points, S and T, are 61 units. Point S is located at -6, and T is located at some unknown location. What could be the value of T? Okay, so let's take a look at this. This means left 6 and up 8. Okay, so let's say I'm going to go left 6, up 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right about there. That's going to be point S. -6, 8. Now it says find T, which is going to be, I don't know how much left or right. Don't know how much left or right, but definitely I'm going to go down 3, okay? So I'm going to start here. I don't know if I'm going to go left or right. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to go down 3. So it's going to be somewhere here, boop, 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 somewhere there, somewhere along that line. So if I go left 4 down 3, or I go right 5 down 3, I'm going to land on that line. And that's what that's saying. If I know that it's 61 units long, how can I use what I learned today? Okay. So it's going to be 61 units long. That's really long, isn't it? You know, like way out here. It's going to even fall off my page. So that means whatever this is, I actually know what that is, right? This I moved, this I went up 8, right? This part is 8, and this part I went down 3, didn't I? Right, down 3. So that's 11. That's a total of 11, and I know that Pythagorean theorem is 11. Now, I don't know how far out I went. Either I went to the left or the right, but either way, I went 61 over here or I went 61 over there to make my triangle. Okay, so I'm trying to find out what this is, but I know what this is, 61, right? So, interesting, Pythagoras said, you can use my formula as long as you know 2 of the 3 sides. Very interesting, right? So if one of the sides, this whole side, is this added together, 11, and this side, we don't know what this is, right? We don't know. I'm just going to call it, leave it be. And then I know my hypotenuse is 61. Then I can actually use algebra here. So 11 squared is 11 times 11. 61 squared, I'm going to have to use my calculator for that. 61 times 61, 3721. About that. Now I forgot. It's 3721. Okay, so 3721. All right? So to solve for b squared, I'm going to have to subtract 121 on both sides. And I get 3721, take away 121, take away 121. Ooh, I like that number. So b squared is 3600. That happened in our lesson today. If I take the square root of both sides, the square root of 3600 is 60. Nice. Okay, so I know this has to be 60. And I can check my answer. I can say, is 11 squared plus 60 squared equal to 61 squared? Is 121 plus 3,600 equal to 3,721? And the answer is yes. Okay, so we do have our answer here. Almost, so not quite though, right? If I go back here, what would be this coordinate? So it looks like I want to go back 6. I have to go back 6 and then another 60. So it looks like my x value would be negative 66. And that's my value, right? This would be back 6, and another 60, so that would be negative 66. So x is negative 66. Okay, question number 5, that was 4. If point M is located negative 2, 7, and N is 13 units away from M, what are possible coordinates? Okay, so kind of the same thing here. So negative 2, 7 is left 2 and up 7. And I want to go 13 units away. So I have to do some planning. I got to give myself some room here. Negative 2, 7. So negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my point. And they called that point M. Now, N is 13 away. Okay, so if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So about that far away. So if I take my measuring stick, I put a congruent line, this point would be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. About that far away. You see what I'm saying? It says, what are some possible coordinates that could be N? All right, let's think about that. Well, if we forced N to be on this line here, we know this would be 13. This we already know is negative 2, 7, right? So this distance is 2. This distance is 7, right? And we don't know the rest of this x value, so we're going to put that as an x, okay? Whatever we don't know, we call x. So we have 3 sides of this triangle. One side, this side, and my final side. So I'm going to call this A, right? This is 2 plus x, and I'll square it. B, I'm going to call 7, right? So I'm going to square the 7. And C, we know is 13. So 13 squared. Now, you might not like this, but the class that came before this is algebra, and I'm going to use algebra to answer this question. 7 times 7, 49. 13 times 13, maybe I should double check on the calculator instead of doing that in my head, 169. And we got to figure out what this is, right? Now, I could have added x plus 2 as well, so I'm going to rewrite this so it looks a little bit more familiar, okay? So now, well, algebra is going to get a little tricky here, isn't it? But if I subtract this, I get 120. So when is this value going to equal 120? This will give me one possible answer, and there's many possible answers. So this is not just one answer, okay? So this would mean, squaring this would mean that I take this item, right, and multiply it by itself twice. So that's what that means. So we're going to do the first term, the last 2 terms, the inside term, and the last term. All right, each teacher probably has a different method, but I spelled out the word FOIL. First term, outside, inside, last. All right, so I get plus 4 equals 120. Now I need to solve for x. So, some of you might have a way of doing this, and then this is just, I guess, brute force. If I subtract 120 on both sides, I get x squared plus 4x minus 116 is 0. So now I can try to solve this with an equation calculator or just brute force. Like say, so I'm going to figure out what is 116 divided by 2 is 58. So 58 and 2. What's 116 divided by 4? 29 and 4. What's 116 divided by, well, what's the square root of 116? 10. Okay, so it's probably 116. What's 116 divided by 12? No. 116 divided by 8? No. 116 divided by 7? No. All right. We're not sure, right? So you have to get a quadratic calculator, right? You can Google this. Quadratic calculator. There it is. Quadratic formula calculator. So our value for A was 1. Our value for B is 4, and our value for C was negative 116. Let's just double check that. Yeah. All right. So you did this by hand. Okay, so it says my answers are either X is negative 12.95 or positive 8.95. So I'm going to pick 9. I'm going to round that up to 9. And I notice if I round this close to 9, that's one value I could get for X. And my Y value is 0. So this coordinate would be about 9, 0. And that's actually close to what I see here. So if this was a multiple choice, I could actually maybe guess the right answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a possible value. Awesome. Okay. Nice work, guys. Now, we are going to do these two problems and we'll be done. So it says a line segment that is the hypotenuse of a right triangle is shown below. What are the coordinates of B? Ooh, okay. So this number is 3, 1, 2, 3, right? That's 3. And then I went over another 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would have to be 10, right? Because 3 and 7 make 10. Now here, I'm up here at 6, but then I went down 4. So on a number line, when I go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I didn't draw this very good to scale. All right. 6 take away 4, because I went down 4, I get 2. Yeah, so that makes sense. This is at 2. So this coordinate should be at 10, 2. Explain how you know. I added 7 because I went right? When we go right in the X value, that's positive. Then I subtracted 4 because I went down. That was my method. Okay, last question, and we'll be done. You'll upload pictures of your notes and these two problems. It says, determine the length of the line shown below. Draw a right triangle to help you find it. Okay, so we've got a lot of practice here. Let's draw a right triangle. And you could have drawn that one or you could draw this one. It doesn't matter. We said today that those are congruent triangles. Now here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7. 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay, so this distance would have to be 7 squared plus 3 squared. And we have to take the square root of the whole thing. Oh, wait, I said the last one. It looks like there's a question 3 there, so we'll figure that one out together. Don't worry. So 7 times 7 and 3 times 3. So we get a total of 49 plus 9. 58. All right, so our answer is not 58. It's actually the square root of 58. So we could leave our final answer like that, or we could turn it into a decimal to look for reasonableness. So the square root of 58 is 7.6. 7.6, and we were looking for a number a little bigger than 7, so we like that as our answer. And I like to highlight my answers. Okay. Last one. The distance between P and Q is 17. Okay. Point P is located at 5, -5, and point Q is located at -3 what? What could be the value of y? Okay. So 5 is to the right and down 5. So if I go right 5 and down 5, I get point P, 5, -5. And if Q is located at -3, that means I go down, that's left, right? I go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I go up or down. I don't know how much I go up or down. Then if it's 17 long, probably the easiest triangle to draw is to draw this part as 17. This part we know we went over 5 and back 3, so this whole part has to be 8. This part we went down 5, and we don't know how high up to go, so that's our y coordinate, okay? So that's what we need to do. We have 3 pieces. One side is 8, one side is 5 or y plus 5, and the other side is 17. Okay, so let's do that. So we have a squared plus b squared is c squared. One side is 8. We can do that. Another side is y plus 5 squared. And the other side is 17 squared. 17 times 17, 289. Okay, if I subtract 64 on both sides, I get y plus 5 is equal to 225. Okay. You know what? I think I could take the square root of both sides. Yeah, what's square root of 225 is 15. Yeah, I like that. Another way to solve this, because it got messy before, if I take the square root of both sides, I get y plus 5 is 15. Ooh, that's a lot easier. If I do it that way, I get y is 10. So I believe that if I put the coordinate as 10, and you know what? If I just estimate this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that looks pretty accurate, doesn't it? Well done, guys. See you next time.